North. We have the Organization of Liberian in Illinois. We have the Liberian Association of Wisconsin. We have the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. We have the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota. And we have the Liberian Community Association of Rhode Island. We also have the Liberian Community Association of the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And so that brings the number to 7. And it brings a technical issue. The president sought, he's supposed to be representing Ohio as the Federation of Liberians in Ohio. And he sought the excuse to come late. So I would want to suggest that we consider, since the fact that the National Leadership Council approved, of him coming a little late, I would want to consider that, Ohio is present. And in that direction, say that we have a quorum, if that would meet your approval.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this will be considered, the records will take it as an official meeting of the National Leadership Council. Okay. The immigration issue is one of the most important things for this year for us. We see it. What we have right now happening around, especially in Ghana, is a dress rehearsal of what will happen come March 2009. So we better get ready for it. And that is why this administration in Eula, I mean, you can criticize for everything we might not be doing. But I think one of the things we have done is that we have, given premium to the issue of immigration. And as a further manifestation of that, you will see on our agenda here, which again, I'm playing 2 minute roles, so let me just read the agenda for you. Okay, which is on the agenda here. The agenda here for the meeting, which I'm going to quickly go over, it says, presentation of the National Immigration Strategy by Honorable MichaelWreh. You have it there anyway. The need, and then we have a need to create an immigration policy and official proclamation of immigration advocacy month. We're going to discuss that. The State of the Union by Honorable MichaelWreh, if he's here. Okay, we have the business section, ULA Immigration Initiatives, the National Professional Conference, ULA Refugees Initiative, ULA 26 programs, financial overview of the union, reports from chapters, remarks, vote of thanks, announcement, and closing prayer. So if I may, I will, ask for a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you very much. It's been moving second. All protocols are going to move ahead because we have working in interest of, against time. Okay. So we're going to, thank you very much. We're going to proceed quickly with Honorable MichaelWreh. Just before I do that, let me take time to introduce officially the members of the National Administration that are here present. We have, on my extreme left, we have Honorable Emmanuel Togwa. He's the treasurer. He's the one who gave us a tough time spending the money. And then on my immediate left is the chairman of the National Immigration Committee. Also sitting in the audience, you have Honorable Washington Youngleigh, who's the co-chairman of the National Immigration Committee. So those are the people we have in the National Leadership Council, the National Administration. We were just one day members of the National Leadership Council here present to just stand, name yourself and your chapter, and then we just go ahead.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon Ricks, representing LCANJ, Liberian Community Association of Northern New Jersey. I'm the vice president there. Thank you.
Castro Plato, Winnie City, you got created the president.
Wisconsin, president.
Shiva Kumar, President.
I'm Andrew Tedley, Minnesota Vice President.
Even if you guys are observers, you just introduce yourself. We don't know who you are.
From college.
I'm Carly Jabada, president for USAA and the Queen of You.
Estelle Thomas, member.
You were in a position. What's your title?
Chair lady of program committee.
All right.
Well, you also
Well, show me the. You have a well on your program.
whatever. Thank you very much. You see, I didn't even take the queen out.
She got a crown.
No disrespect, yeah, you didn't break the crown. I apologize for that. All right, so we're now listening to MichaelWreh, who's going to give a presentation on the immigration strategy.
Good afternoon. I think the President in his welcome remark took all my strength from me. But anyway, I'll do my best. We had a meeting yesterday. I came in Thursday. I had a meeting yesterday with the Jewish Community Action Group. At that meeting was the United Methodist Church of Minnesota present. We also had a Minnesota Advocacy Group present. And the question was, what can we do for you? And I told them, well, before I tell you what you can do for me, I really don't know, but I will tell you what I have been doing towards the immigration thing since 1999. And all I've been getting is renewal. So much of that question that you're asking me will be in the reverse, will say, after you have heard this, what can you do for me? So I told them our strategy of calling, our strategy of marching. We marched to Washington, which didn't really materialize. We called, we didn't materialize. We met State Department, and eventually we were able to get, instead of 12 months, we got 18 months. So what can they do for us? And after that meeting, they told us, well, what they can do for us is, one, they can help us contact other human rights groups. They can help us contact businesses. They can help us contact union leaders like AFL-CIO, 1199, whatever union labor, that those powerful union labor, they can help us contact them. They can also help us contact city councils and major cities that have Liberians in it. But we have to help them to do those things, such as provide them with data stick or Liberians telling their story. If you're a Liberian who came here on TPS and went to school or went to the CNA class, working as a nurse, what your impact will be if you leave that field. We have to help them to get those people to tell their story. And until they can get those stories, there's nothing they can do but just work with us the way they've been doing. So we have to help them. So they asked that we gave them the database of Liberians community in the different states, which is called the Jewish Community Action Group, right, as they call it. Jewish Community Action. Yes. Has contacted all the Jewish communities, or the database he has, to be aware that he's going to, one big Rosenthal, he's going to be submitting the names of the Liberian chapters leadership in that state or in that city to say, listen, this is Mr. Shehu Kamara, he's the president of the Liberian community in Pennsylvania, he lives in Philadelphia, can you contact him? Basically what he's going to do, he's going to have them contact you instead of you contacting them. He's going to have them contact you, say, I think you're supposed to be telling me something. We said, well, if I told you, well, if you want to do that, that would be great, but I think our people need to go, and the president said, I think our president need to take the initiative. Once you get that database and you tell us, yes, you got it, we'll give you 1 week and our people will start calling you to give us the number of the local chapters. So please, that's the help we need from you as chapters leaders, to please contact these people. Contact your city council. If the city council, the OLM contacted Roseville. There's a city here called Roseville. Yes. There's a city here called Roseville that came up with a resolution supporting the Liberian immigration cause. If every city that have Liberian population can do that, those I think they can compile and send them to Congress. In this package that you have a list, a letter that was sent to President George Bush last year when all else was failing and he knew that the bill was not going to pass, that he had key senators or Congress people signing. And again, that's another strategy that they're planning to go to. The worst come to worst come December, when they look that the presidency election is over and they think that there's no time for Congress to vote, they will have people writing the president, because the president at that time has nothing to lose. He cannot run to be president of America anymore. His party may either win or lose the election, so he can extend it just before he ends, well, even though he has 2 more months to go, but might extend it another 18 months. That's the maximum he can go. So that's the worst case scenario. So please, we are asking you to please have families tell their stories, what the impact will be. If you look at our package, it tells you what we expect you to tell them, what the impact will be. The last part in that package, there's a fellow who's in the U.S. Army and became citizen in Iraq, but his mother is on TPS. And the only thing he said at that time was, if I'm glad to be an American, but only if you can help my mother. I think from what we gather now, the mother people is in process. And if we have those kind of stories coming up, and we can show that Liberians are willing to fight for this country, but yes, even with all the problems that kid was having with his mother being TPS, he was willing to go to Iraq and spend 12 months there. That was a big plus for U.S. government. So if you have this kind of story, please, we need those stories. We need to put our story together, because this time we can't use too much economic. We can't use too much of the fighting in the street. We can only put the human face, what the impact would be. That impact would be, look at the separating family, and if you separate family, then that when the economic will fall in place. What will happen to the children? Are you going to have this parent or the family take the American children with them, or leave the American children to be on the system? So those are some of the things that they've been looking for. So you, the leaders, that's the package, that similar thing like that they would like for you to have. If you have a labor union in your state, like 1199, most Liberians are nurses, so that's why I'm using 1199. Those are powerful labor union. AFL-CIO, which I happen to be part of before, the Federation of State and Municipal Employees. Those are big labor unions that when they call Homeland Security, they call State Department listen. If you can get letter from those people that, from our study, I think that one he went couple please help me, Hennepin College or Hennepin University. A professor here that did a research on the economic impact
Dr. Bushchiken.
Dr. Bushchiken. On the impact of Liberians just leaving one little city like Brooklyn Park, how much impact it would be if we can have those things. Liberians getting out of Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, how much impact would be on the nursing services there, on the employment, on the housing services, because we'll pump a lot of houses into the housing market, which would drop down the housing prices. It will have people, landlord houses being vacant, and landlords, once the houses are vacant, will ask for tax extension from the city. The city will be losing taxes. I don't have anybody in the house who want me to pay taxes. So all of those things will help. So please, if you can help us get those data, we will try to push this. They will try to push this cause for us too. The next thing that the president said was the Immigration Day in Washington through Congressman Keith Allison's office. It should be May 13 and the 14, those 2 days. Congressman Allison has identified specific congressmen that he knows will be the problem to the immigration bill that he wants us to target. We told him to please send us the list, and we will find Liberians in those states to at least make a call to those representatives before, so that we will get to Washington. They can know that, oh, I think my office told me that a group of Liberians called and missed me. Or if we are lucky to meet the local office manager and put our case before that person, believe me, from my experience with Congress, they get those messages. It's just a matter of somebody reminding and say, oh, I remember I was in Washington when they called and said Liberians went there to see me, but they met with this person. So as soon as we give her that list, we will pass it out to the chapters that are responsible to target those people before we get to Washington. If some of you can help contact the Congress people, we want to be knocking on Women's Spectrum. Joe, Alice Spectrum is one of the powerful Republican senator. He's right now a little bit sick. We can capitalize for those, instead of going to the internet and telling MichaelWreh that you crime man, you crude man, you guild man, please send email on the internet to which is Senator Spectrum well. Believe me, I have introduced the Liberian website, the very Liberian website to Senator Jagree's office. List has spread out into the whole U.S. Congress. Once in a while, some of them visit those things. Yeah. Liberian just sending, oh, Senator Spectrum wish you well. Wow, well, Liberian would just send that. You know, from the Liberian community of Tumbatu, Liberian Association of no man's city. Those things get to him, he might not read it directly, but the staff person will, because they have to read and let the senator know how many letters he received, how many calls he received today. And if we can do that instead of going on the internet and trying to pull the crab mentality, like my friend always say, pull one another down, sometimes we should send the positive messages to these people. I know Senator Reid was one of those that was very impressed when he saw his picture on front page when the TPS thing came out and the front page has Senator Jack Reid fighting for Liberia. Believe me, I got so many calls. The state governor was calling me to find out how they got the senator with the U.S. seal behind his back. You know, but I don't know how front page got it, but I told them, oh yeah, you know, make myself look good too. You think we're sleeping? But that thing made that man feel so important. Liberia in the hospital, you tell Senator Reid, he was trying to stop by. Because it got to a head. It's strange to see, you know, people honoring them like that. Because their own people call them by first name. We always call them honorable and senator and things. It makes a lot of difference. It makes a lot of difference. So please, if we can do that, you know, it don't have to be Pennsylvania. It can be any Liberian. You like a senator, Lord, get well car. You know, from the ULA Association to Senator Spector, wishing him well, hope that everything is well, and pray that, you know, we'll remember in our prayers. Those things will send a lot of message. I have a list here. I think I sent it to the president for distribution of the senators that are on the Judiciary Committee. The state of Wisconsin, your 2 senators are on the Judiciary Committee. Those are powerful people. They make that decision. If the Judiciary Committee approves this bill, that's it. That's it. Your 2 senators are there. For some reason, they are the only state that have their 2 senators on that committee. The senator in Oklahoma is Tom Corbin. Senator Tom Corbin, like Dwayne said, the bill was going to pass, but Corbin said he wanted to know about Liberia. I got on the phone. The only Liberian I knew that lived in Oklahoma was Dr. Wadi Appleton. I don't know if anybody knows her. But I did send her an email, and she never responded to contact her. I even went to the extent of contact. I found that the man was a Baptist. I contacted the Baptist church in my state to see if they can find a Baptist church that he goes to. By the time we got through all of that, we couldn't find a Baptist church he goes to. Through my research, I couldn't find out the president is a Methodist. I found his church in the city that he came to. I even talked to the pastor that if West come to West, I was going to go there and go to church that Sunday and try to tell the pastor, please tell him when he can get back there. That's the best way I can do, because somebody, I found out, you know, the judge will let go, so we'll use the religion to get to him. After we prayed, then we did that, we talked to him. Senator John Plant from Texas was one of those that stopped the bill before Tom Corbin. He stopped it. He said, we're not going nowhere. I found out he was a Methodist. I contacted the Methodist superintendent in my state. And we call him, we were 3-way line, the pastor, and I'll pray. The pastor said, okay, I will call him when he come to church today, the Sunday. The next Monday, Tuesday, when he went back to the Capitol, he signed on. Tom Corbin, I never got a Baptist minister to talk to him. I don't know any Liberian in Oklahoma to talk to him. And so the bill starts right there. No, I don't know. The only person I knew was Dr. Wally Appleton, and she gave me an email, but at the time this thing happened was in August. School was 9 sections, so I sent it to the school email, and she never got back to me. So please, if you can help, please help. And as I get the information, when I find out which senator holding it up, which representative holding this thing, I will definitely pass it out to the president, to pass it out to people, to get back to us. And if we have to use the religion, we'll use it. Thank God we got the Muslim, keep Alice in our side now, so that will add the other sentiment. But again, you have the package there, we need this information. I will give my list of things to the Secretary General to have it in chronological order to be distributed to all chapters president. That's the immigration strategy from here. Please, we need to call, knock on doors, and hopefully the worst come to worst, we can only ask the president to give another extension. But that will be maybe the last result.